I think the experience with editing had kind of made me realize, well, you can start on the door slam, you can start on the arresting piece of dialogue, on the arresting thought of the character, and then structure things from there. And trust the reader to pick it up, and that the reader will be more excited by the kind of discovery of what's happening in the scene than they are by having it kind of all laid out in a very obvious order, I suppose.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. Get that learning how to, yeah, what can be lost, what's necessary, what's not. Yeah, I do think studying film or shows or anything actually visual, I think really teaches you that because you can't really linger unless it's on purpose. But yeah, that's really interesting. So
Yeah.
you wrote your novel and you thought, oh, this is pretty good. Did
Well,
you?
I thought two things simultaneously, which is this is absolutely stupendous and the best thing that's ever been written, and
Of course.
also this is absolute crap.
Right.
So
Yes.
I both was kind of thought this is interesting and exciting and I love it, but I also couldn't really believe that anyone else would ever be interested.
Yeah. So did you start querying agents, like cold querying? How did that process work for you?
I did. This was 1714 was the year, and so it was a very different time in publishing. The printing press had just come in. No,
Right. Right.
it was 2003, 2004. So it might as well be 1715
Right.
in the way the industry has changed. I mean, there was not really any internet then to speak of. I mean, the internet was there, but there was none of the infrastructure of kind of chat rooms and
Mhm.
advice and all that stuff that's there. And all the querying was done by post, you know.
Right.
The way you did things then was you looked through the Writers and Artists Yearbook to find some agents who represented the kind of work you thought you'd produced. And you wrote a cover letter and you sent off whatever sample they asked for with a self-addressed envelope in the packet. And then 6 weeks later, you'd see your own self-addressed envelope come, back through the door when you got home from
Right.
work. It'd be there on the mat, and you'd think, "Oh dear, that's
Right.
another rejection." And so, yeah, it was very long-winded. I mean, obviously, it's no easier today, but it's just technically works in a slightly different way. And what I
Yeah.
was unprepared for was, I'd somehow imagined this will make an impact. People will be thrilled or they'll be upset. They'll be damaged by contact with my dangerous, edgy, explosive fiction. But of course, what you get is a completely neutral, photocopied slip of paper saying,
For me, thanks.
exactly, your work